What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here. Back again with another video. Today, this topic, I'm gonna get real. I'm sure I'm gonna get some pushback on this specific topic, but I don't care. Really don't. So you see the thumbnail. Colin Kaepernick is really. He seems to be really serious about trying to get a fair look at getting back into the league now. You know, he's been posting online about working out, and I think yesterday he worked out with Tyler Lockett from the Seahawks, and I think he said he was planning some more workouts with some more like either pro wide receivers, former pros, or college guys, or whoever, like guys who are. And he described it as professional route runners. But I'm here to tell everybody, Colin Kaepernick's NFL days are behind him. They are. They just are. And his NFL days are behind him because Colin Kaepernick made a mistake. And I'm not talking about the kneeling. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about 2016. I'm not talking about any of that. Colin Kaepernick made a mistake. And I can't remember which video I did before about it, but he made a mistake when he had a contract offer from the Baltimore Ravens. Actually, had two contract offers, one from the Baltimore Ravens, one from the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle deal did not go through because it was reported that Kaepernick was asking for $25 or $30 million a year to come in as a backup quarterback. While Russell Wilson was still playing, in his prime. That obviously, that was not going to happen. But the more egregious thing that happened was the contract offer that he had from the Baltimore Ravens. He pretty much had a deal on the table with the Ravens, but something happened. I can't remember exactly what the timeline was. I just remember the important parts. But he posted, was it him? I can't remember if it was him or his girlfriend or somebody. They basically posted a picture. This is a real popular meme from the movie Django that came out. Jamie Foxx, Samuel Jackson, and Leo DiCaprio. There's a scene in the movie where Leo DiCaprio, the slave owner, he gets shot, and the house slave was played by Samuel Jackson. He runs over, and it's a Tarantino movie, so it's kind of a slower shot. So it was like shot in slow motion and stuff, and it's that's where the picture came from. And he's running over, and he's crying because he's the owner, the slave owner got shot and all this stuff. But this is the picture that Kaepernick or his girlfriend at the time, I can't remember who it was, but one of them posted it and likened Ray Lewis to Samuel L. Jackson's character, the house slave, and the Ravens owner, Bashotti, to Leo DiCaprio, the slave owner. Obviously, that contract didn't go through. You cannot do that. Like, you can't. And here, this Kaepernick thing really does get me. It gets me to react because Colin Kaepernick, if he really wanted to play football, he would be in the NFL right now. He would be there, but he has turned things into media spectacles. And for me, I think that he's doing it for his woke, liberal, white friends. So they can, pat him on the back on Twitter and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, here we are 3-4 years down the line. Now he wants to play football. Obviously, most of the guys in the NFL love playing football. I'm sure there's some of them who do it just for the money, but they love playing ball. Like, it's fun. So to not be able to access that for a long time is obviously you're gonna get the itch, and you're gonna want to go out there and prove that you can still do it, so you can still have a shot. But he blew it. Kaepernick had a workout scheduled, and this was a couple years ago. This was the big workout that was scheduled. The NFL put it on too. and it wasn't any team. It was the NFL who put it on, and the NFL was getting a lot of criticism at the time about Colin Kaepernick and how he was blackballed, and he was blackballed because of his protests and because he stood up for black people being shot by the police and all this stuff. So the NFL at the time had enough of it, and they said, okay, we're gonna put on a we're gonna host a workout at the Atlanta Falcons facility in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're going to invite a bunch of teams there. And so basically, what they did, they invited all the teams. They had the date schedule and all this stuff and everything. And Kaepernick, at the last minute, he changed the location of the workout and ended up having it at somewhere like some. I think it might have been high school or something like that. He changed the location. I can't remember what he changed it for. I think he didn't want to sign some paperwork or something like that. And he changed the location and didn't let anybody know. Didn't contact the NFL. I think his people reached out to maybe like a few of the NFL teams that were scheduled to be there at the workout. There were going to be a bunch of teams there. There were going to be like more than like 14 or 15 teams. So like he had a legitimate shot of, actually, getting a contract, of at least a training camp contract or invite. He had a legitimate shot at that. There was, half of the NFL teams were there, and just out of nowhere, he just reschedules the whole thing and somewhere else at a different location. And so the NFL team seeing what he did, they put the ball in his court and he made it a media spectacle. He changed the location, and then he did his little workout, and then afterwards he did an interview, and he was very militant, like a militant style interview, very like I don't want to say combative, but he came off as very arrogant and very just kind of like a know-it-all type, and he also was wearing a Kunta Kinte shirt to work out in too, obviously, like, and that's not, I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, it doesn't matter what he wears, but it kind of does. Like, he had signed a deal with Nike at the time. Like, Nike has a bunch of stuff, like they outfit the NFL. Like, you could have picked any other shirt but that. Like, it's just very it was a media spectacle, and he came off as very combative, and he came off as very like he was trying to stick it to the NFL or something like that. And it was just it was so it was so much of a mistake on his part. And I said, this is before I even started the channel, but talking to my friends about sports, and I said, he's gonna regret this. This clearly was a mistake, because you can't do that. You can't just throw everybody off. Like, there's teams who sent people out there. Like, they are out there. They flew them out to go watch you, and you were going to, give them the runaround, and and they're showing up at the Atlanta Falcons facility, and then they're getting calls saying that, oh no, the workout's going to be 20 minutes down the road or whatever. They're not going. Why would they go? Like, they're doing this as a favor for you. They're doing this to show that, hey, we're not blackballed. He's got a chance just like anybody else does. And if any other player who was being worked out, any other player not named Colin Kaepernick, if they did that, if they were to have a workout schedule somewhere at a team facility, and they ended up calling the team and saying, hey, I'm not working out at the facility. I'm going to work out 20 minutes down the road, and I expect you guys, they're not going to go. And the same thing's going to happen. They're going to laugh at you, and they're going to go about their business, and they're going to forget about you. And that's what Kaepernick did. Like, this was all a show. It was all, stick it to the NFL. Like, and they this is where the mistake was made by Kaepernick, is that the NFL didn't have any skin in the game. The NFL, they were the ones who came off looking like the good guys. Kaepernick was the one who came off looking like an asshole. You can't, they put this on for you, specifically for him. There was no other players who were scheduled to work out there either. Like, it's just specifically for him. So teams can get a look at him. They knew that he had been out of football for a while. And at that point, I think it had been like what, 3.5, 4 years or something like that. So they wanted to see if he was still in shape. He was, when he played, he was known for having a really, really big arm, really strong arm. They wanted to see if he can still spin the ball like he normally did. And so that's the whole thing was for him, and he did not take advantage of it. He made it a political thing and a whole spectacle, and it was just ridiculous. And he obviously didn't get signed. He didn't get any invites. He didn't. The teams. They all 32 teams pretty much turned around and gave them their asses for him to kiss, and they were not wrong for that. Like, he wasted their time. He wasted their time. He wasted their resources, and he didn't take it seriously. So for him now, and I think he is what, 30. I want to say he's 33, 34. He's getting up there in age now, so he knows that he made a mistake. I don't think that he would admit it, because he is at this point in time right now, he has been uplifted to be like this like deity as far as like activism goes in the black community and all this stuff. Like, so he's not going to come out and admit and say that he was wrong, but he was wrong, and he knows that he made a mistake. He really, really messed that up. He had a golden opportunity to make it on some type of NFL roster. And at this point right now, like, with all of the quarterback injuries that we seen a couple years ago, like, there's no telling. Like, he probably would have started some games. Like, I'm sure that he would have started some games somewhere. Like, there would have been, you look at a team like who's the Washington. You look at the who else had like bad quarterback play? Like, any other team that had bad quarterback play, or guys who were just unsure. You look at the Panthers this year. You look at other teams who just had terrible quarterbacks, or guys getting injured. The COVID year in 2022, all these guys coming up with COVID and all this stuff. Kaepernick would have played some football, and he would have been on the field playing football if he took that seriously, the workout that the NFL scheduled for him. But he didn't. So now, I think it's going to be far-fetched for him to get a opportunity to play in the league. I just don't see it. I really don't. The draft is not heavy in quarterback talent, this coming draft, but there are guys who are going to make rosters. There's probably going to be 6 or 7 quarterbacks drafted at the very least. You can count on that every year. And you look at the teams who are filling positions, the quarterback position. Washington just traded for Carson Wentz. Trubisky just signed in Pittsburgh. The Colts are going to fill their quarterback position pretty soon. Jimmy G or Gardner Minshew or somebody like that. There's not a lot of quarterback positions, open positions to go around. All the starting positions are going to be filled out, and all of the backup positions are going to be filled out by guys who have, at least a year of experience, or at least going to be in mini camp, or at least going to be in training camp. So Kaepernick's I think his window to return to the NFL has closed, and it's due to him. It's due to him, and due to his arrogance. He also, this is another interesting thing as well too. Last point, in his show that came on Netflix or whatever, he purposely described the NFL Combine as modern day slavery, where the teams are getting your measurements, how tall you are, how much you weigh, how fast you can run, how high you can jump, whatever, all this stuff. He likened it to modern day slavery, what the NFL Combine was. So that is pretty much the cherry on top, I believe, to Kaepernick not coming back into the league, because this thing, his show just came out. It was just the very tail end of 2021, I believe. And a lot of people were talking about that. And a lot of GMs were talking about that. A lot of owners and stuff were talking about it. Obviously not publicly, but they know what he said. And they take great offense to it, as they should. And I know that there's some players, who don't want to be named, who take offense to it as well, too. Because you're likening, a job, a willing job, the voluntary job, you're likening it to the transatlantic slave trade. What else can you say? What else can you say? And this guy wants to get back into the NFL, the same NFL that he likened to slavery. So his prospects are over, and nobody should be up in arms about it. Nobody should be mad about it. Black people, anybody, whoever, like nobody should be mad about it. This guy had a chance, and he effed it off. Yeah, that's all you can say. He effed it off. Learn from it, mature, and other players should learn from it as well too. They should look at him and see that he is not. Clearly, this guy wants to play football, but he's not going to be able to, because of the things that he's done, the things that he has said, the incendiary comments that he's made, that have insulted people, good people in the league and stuff. Like you just can't do that. You can't do that and expect to come back, and have people welcome you back with open arms. It's just not. That's not how humans work. That's not how any job works. Let alone the NFL. So, it is what it is at this point, man. Nobody should be upset. So, it is what it is. Let's just move on and focus on the guys who are playing. Focus on the guys who are happy to be in the league and are taking advantage of their opportunities. But the Kaepernick thing, over, done with, and really don't want to hear any more about it. So, but yeah, that's all I got on that topic. That's a very, very that brings some anger out of me because it's sheer ego that this man is not playing in the NFL right now. But everybody everybody doesn't look at opportunities the same way, and if you have too much ego and if you're too full of yourself, you're going to let certain opportunities pass you up, and you might not regret them immediately, but eventually you will, and this is the case that we're seeing now. So it is what it is, man. Don't forget to give don't forget to give me a like, please, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. More content coming out very, very soon. Thank you guys for the support, and I will see you tomorrow.